So here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of the Nike Sacai Vaporwaffle in the white sail colorway. Can you tell any difference between these two? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another comparison video for you, and it's between two pairs of the Nike Sacai Vaporwaffle in the white sail colorway. But before we get into this video, I'd like to give a big shout out to today's sponsor. So Legitmark is the standard for sneaker authentication and is the safest and most reliable place to get your sneakers authenticated. They have this pair on the platform, so if you need to get yours authenticated, click the link in the description to check them out. So we're going to get straight into the comparison now, and the first thing to note is actually the boxes themselves. What I would say is the retail pair is a slightly bigger box than the fake one. These are both a UK 9, so they should be the same, but the retail box is slightly bigger. Also, the fake box is a darker orange compared to the retail one, but it is quite hard to see unless you're in studio lighting. Now, if we take a look at the labels, we can see differences in the actual font and text size. You can see where it says white sail sail that the text size is much bigger on the fake one compared to the retail one. And looking at all over the label, you can see that the font sizes vary between the two. So look close at these if you are trying to authenticate your pair. But nobody really wants me to talk about the boxes for the entire video. So we'll open them up, take a look at the shoes. So we'll open up the retail pair first. Like I said before, paper always covers a retail pair pretty much. They're double wrapped in double paper. And here on the fake one, I'm gonna assume they're not gonna be. So like I said, the shoes are completely exposed with actually the spare laces just completely entangled on top. So the packaging is a little bit different between the retail and fake. It does actually have the paper, but it's just sitting flat on the bottom of the box. So if you've bought a pair and they're dead stock, just look out for things like this. So here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of the Nike Sacai Vaporwaffle in the white sail colorway. Can you tell any difference between these two? So the first difference to note straight out of the box is the fake one came with these white laces just completely entangled all over the shoe and exposed from the paper. Whereas on the retail one, as you can see, the laces come entangled inside the shoe. Don't know if this happens with every pair, but with my pair that I got directly from Foot Patrol, this is what happened. Now if we look directly at the spare laces themselves, and I'll give you a close-up of this, you can see that on the retail one, it's a crystal white color compared to the fake one where they tried to match like an off creamy sail kind of vibe. So there is a difference in color between the two spare laces, so look closely at these if you are authenticating, because you have to look at all the accessories and little details if you are. So the first difference I'm going to show you is quite a noticeable difference, and it occurs on the toe box area, this suede like material going around the toe, and from the close-up you can see there's a clear difference between the retail and fake. So just taking a look, you can see the color is completely different. So on the fake one, it is really yellow compared to the retail one. It has that cream sail-like look. Whereas on the fake one, you can just see it looks like it's kind of aged with time, where it hasn't, because these are both dead stock. It just has a completely different look from retail to fake. So that's quite an obvious sign to look for if you are trying to authenticate. Look closely at the suede-like material, because the retail one is completely different to the fake. Now if we take a closer look at the double label on the tongue, you can see that positionally the Nike Sacai logo and the Nike logo below are very different from retail to fake, and they're incorrectly positioned on the fake label. If you look at the bottom label, you can see that where it says Nike, there's a much larger gap from the top of the label on the retail pair compared to the fake. Spinning the shoe around to the back and showing you this almost heel tab loop at the back, you can see it has a Nike swoosh logo on it, but which is very small. However, from the close-up, you can see that the shape of these swooshes is very different from retail to fake. The fake one just has a chunkier, shorter swoosh compared to the retail one. I know these details are incredibly small and very hard to see, but if you are trying to authenticate your pair, that's the detail you've got to go into. Spinning the shoe around to the side and taking a look at the swoosh on the side, you can see there is a difference between the retail and fake. On the retail one, you can see there's a color difference where it goes from cream to white. You can see it's cut straight through the middle, and you can see this very clearly. However, on the fake one, you can't see this one quite as clearly, and the white on the swoosh is a little bit more shiny than it is on the retail one. Another difference between the two swooshes is the actual tumbled leather-like appearance. On the fake one, they've gone for a much more tumbled leather compared to the retail one, which doesn't really have this. So look closely at the swooshes, because you can tell quite a big difference between the two. So towards the toe area of the sole, you can see a difference just like on the suede of the shoe towards the sole-like material. So here you can see on the retail one, it's almost that creamy-like color with a slight hint of yellow. However, on the fake one, you can see it is incredibly yellow compared to the rest of the shoe. And once again, this is a telltale sign. This is a dead stock pair. Shouldn't have really done this. And it gives off that very aged appearance compared to the retail one. And in my opinion, it looks pretty bad because this is meant to be a creamy off-white sail color, and this one just looks yellow. So a telltale sign when having a dead stock pair is that the dead stock laced. So on the retail one, you can see it goes to that second top hole when it's dead stock laced, whereas on the fake one, you can see it's missing the lace going through the top 2 holes. This is just a common flaw that fakes seem to get wrong. I don't really know why, because all they have to do is lace it one more hole, and they just decide not to do it. So just look closely at that if you are trying to authenticate. Spinning the shoe around to the back and taking a look at the Nike Sacai logo on the back, you can see differences between the retail and fake. What I would say is the fake one, although they're quite close, looks a little bit more chunky than it does on the retail one. So look closely at this text because it's a telltale sign if your pair is authentic or not. Spinning the shoe upside down, taking a look at that gum-like sole, there isn't really too much difference between the two. The only real thing I can point out is the slight color difference between the two. However, it is very, very close, but the retail one is slightly a lighter gum compared to the fake one. But this is close and can only be seen in studio lighting, so I hope it is showing up well on the camera. So now looking inside the shoe, we'll take a look at the shoe paper trees on the retail and fake. And there's a telltale difference between the two. So from the close-up, you can see that they've used a completely different paper material for each. On the retail one, they've used this soft tissue-like paper, whereas on the fake one, it's a very stiff, almost laminated feel paper, and the color difference is very clear to see. They've both gone for a speckled appearance on the top, however, the feel and general look of the paper is very different from retail to fake. Now we'll take out the insole from both. This one's the retail one, and this one is the fake one. And showing you a close-up of both of these insoles, you can see a clear difference between the retail and fake. On the upper of the insole, you can see that the fake one is a much darker, almost blue-like material compared to the retail one, which once again matches the upper of the shoe with that cream-like appearance. And the Nike Sacai logo at the back of the heel, you can see shows up much more visibly on the retail one compared to the fake. Spinning the insole upside down, and you can see there's a clear color difference between the two, and also there's far more glue marks on the fake one compared to the retail one. And we'll do the casual glue test where you test them. As you can see, the glue on the fake one is much stronger than the retail one. It's actually sticking forever. This is ridiculous. So you can see the glue on the fake one is incredibly strong compared to the retail one. So the final difference to note once again is referring to that suede-like material. The suede-like material occurs around the outside of the laces as well, and you can see from the close-up the color difference is still very clear to see here. So it just looks like they've got this suede material completely wrong compared to the retail one. So as you can tell from this video, there still are a few differences between the retail and fake, and you should look closely at these if you are trying to authenticate them. But if you are still struggling to tell the difference, there's a link in the description for Legitmark and they'll authenticate them for you. But thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you have an amazing day.